All right, so this is basically just a rant because I was watching the movie Eat, Pray, Love, and for those of you who don't know what Eat, Pray, Love is or have never heard of that movie, it's basically about this woman who she gets tired with her life and the the expectations of who she should be and what she should be and how and what happiness is and um, what and she just basically figures out that she's not happy with her life. She's not happy with her marriage, so she gets a divorce. Actually, for those of you who have not seen this movie, this is spoiler alert because there will be spoilers. But anyway, I was just watching it for the first time, and it really hits home with me. And I know a lot of people actually don't like that movie because they think it's poorly made or something, but it hits home with me because it's especially with what I'm going through spiritually with Wicca and with finding myself and finding, who I am and, you know, how what I feel comfortable with and what feels right for me and spiritually me feeling free. It hits home because it's a lot of people, and especially me too. A lot of people, they're constantly wanting to be happy. They're constantly looking for something that they don't have. And it's but they still want to stay in that same cookie cutter kind of niche that they're used to. And it's I feel and I guess that what that movie is trying to convey is that change is good. Change is a good thing, you can't go through your life just kind of sitting in that same corner, kind of, in your little protective bubble almost, and you can't just live life like that because that's not really a life to live. You can't be happy with your life. I mean, some people can be happy, but I know me as a person, I cannot be happy because I can't. I guess it's hard to convey, but to stay in that one spot, in that one corner, in that one little niche, and be happy, it just seems very strange. To be happy, I feel like you have to go through those changes. You have to find yourself. You have to find what makes you happy. And maybe you find that thing that makes you happy, but you change again. You keep evolving. You keep changing. I mean, if you look at nature, if you look at Wicca, I mean, they revere nature, they worship nature, us Wiccans. And if you look at it, nature's always changing. They have the seasons, there's different weather patterns, the ocean is ever changing. And I feel like we as humans, or as people in general, we change all the time. And I feel like a lot of people fear change. Because it's an unknown concept. It's a foreign thing. And I feel like to be really happy, you almost have to kind of go with the flow. You have to accept those changes as they come because I guess if you fight them or if you almost kind of tell yourself that you're happy and tell yourself that you don't need to change, that you're fine, I feel like I don't know, it seems like a very boring life. Like just for me it hits so home with me because I'm finding myself for the past year. With Wicca, and I just got out of a relationship. I just wasn't happy in the relationship, and I just not that I don't love the guy that I was with, but I just wasn't happy, and I found that I would get very, very upset and very anxious because I felt like I needed to be with him because I felt almost bad in a sense because I still loved him, but I didn't want to be with him. I felt like I just needed to be free and I needed to go do my own thing. And I felt very, very scared about it. I didn't want to go do my own thing and I was contemplating it for a while, and then I just, I realized it's not that you don't love that person, you know, it's not that you don't care about them, but sometimes you just have to let go. Sometimes you have to take a step back and look at yourself and be like, okay, well, have I made those changes and am I a different person now? And am I still happy in this relationship? And it's not a bad thing to question it. It's not a bad thing to ask yourself if you're happy. And I did that and I looked at where I was and I wasn't happy. And I completely I didn't know what it was, you know? And I completely just it was like a foreign concept to me, like to break up with my boyfriend and then everything will be weird and cuz I it was like a year and a half and it's just strange, but it's like I feel so what I'm trying to get at is for you to be happy, for not to be happy, like the only way you're gonna be happy is that if you go through changes and you find yourself blah blah blah. Because this is just for me, but I feel like this is just my opinion, but I feel like to be happy throughout life, you have to go with the changes. You have to go with almost the flow. You know, we're constantly changing. We're constantly evolving into our true forms, even with what I believe in with um what's it called, incarnation. Complete mind blank. With incarnation, you keep incarnating, you keep your soul keeps changing forms until you've learned all the lessons that life has to offer, and you keep changing, you keep finding new things out about yourself, you keep going to your I guess you could say your youest you, I guess you could say, you know. So I just it's just something that came up in my mind and I thought that I would share, and then I thought it was really cool, and just an outlook to have, that even though things are changing and things are, you know, um, different, and things are happening and they're not what they used to be, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It just you just kind of have to go with the flow and not really fight it, because I find that if you fight it, if you fight those changes, you kind of almost make yourself miserable. And if you just kind of live life and let go and just do your thing and go with the changes as they come, I find that me as a person, I'm so much happier when that happens, instead of just fighting it and wanting to stay in that corner and wanting to although that corner is really secure and really safe and really comforting, it's almost like I don't want to spend my entire life in one quarter. So that was just what I had on my mind. I didn't feel like writing it on the actual page thing that I had because I felt like, I don't know, I'm just too lazy, I guess, to type. But if you have any comments about this, just let me know. Because, I don't know, this is just an idea that I've actually been having for a while. So if anyone has any comments or ideas about this idea, just let me know. No nasty comments, please, though. I'm kind of tired of this. So, bye-bye.